Welcome to the Percy Jackson universe. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. 12-year-old Percy Jackson is a troubled youth diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia.
I'm a loser. I have dyslexia, ADHD.
He's attended 6 different schools in 6 years, constantly getting into trouble. His life takes a strange turn during a field trip to the Metropolitan Museum of Art when his math teacher, Mrs. Dodds, transforms into a fury and attacks him. Percy's Latin teacher comes to the rescue, throwing Percy a ballpoint pen which turns into a bronze sword called Riptide. Percy's sword stroke causes the monster to disintegrate, but afterwards the incident seems to have been a hallucination. Everyone, including Percy's Latin teacher, claims that the math teacher who attacked him never existed. Percy's home life is challenging, with his mother Sally being married to the abusive, smelly Gabe Ugliano who expects Percy to provide him with poker-playing money in exchange for room and board during the summer. When Percy and his mother go for a weekend retreat to the beach, their time together is interrupted by a storm and a horrible wailing in the middle of the night, as if a monster is hunting for them. Percy's friend Grover appears at their door and reveals himself as a satyr. He has been keeping an eye on Percy until Percy is old enough to attend Camp HalfBlood, a summer camp for training demigods. Grover tells Percy that monstrous forces are now after him, and they have no choice but to flee to Camp HalfBlood. On the way to camp, they are attacked by the Minotaur. Percy manages to defeat the monster, but only after it knocks out Grover and squeezes Percy's mother until she disappears in a shower of gold. Heartbroken, assuming his mother is dead, Percy pulls Grover to safety over the property line of Camp HalfBlood. Once at camp, Percy is reunited with his Latin teacher, who in his true form is Chiron, a centaur who mentors and trains heroes. Percy learns about Greek gods, and Olympus, the home of the gods, now hovers invisibly over the Empire State Building. Percy learns that the gods still have children with mortals and that monsters naturally seek out these young demigods. Camp HalfBlood serves as a safe haven where these powerful, endangered young heroes can train to defend themselves. For the past 60 years, the Big Three, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, have kept an oath not to have mortal children because their powerful nature can cause great trouble in the world, but the other Olympians still have enough children to fill the camp. Percy meets Annabeth, a daughter of Athena, and Luke, a son of Hermes. He also makes a new enemy in Clarisse, a daughter of Ares. Percy's own parentage remains undetermined until a swirling trident appears above him during a Greek battle-style game of Capture the Flag. To the surprise of the other campers, Percy is recognized as a son of Poseidon, the first in 3 generations. Soon after this revelation, Percy learns that there is trouble in Olympus. Zeus' lightning bolt has been stolen, and Zeus has accused Poseidon of stealing it. Zeus believes that Poseidon used Percy, a human hero, to steal the bolt in a plot to overthrow Zeus. Zeus has given Poseidon until summer solstice, only 10 days, to return the weapon. Poseidon is offended, but he also dreads the thought of war with Zeus. He needs Percy's help to find out what really happened to the bolt. Chiron believes that Hades, lord of the underworld, stole the bolt to set his 2 brothers at each other's throats. Chiron tells Percy that he must travel to the entrance of the underworld in Los Angeles, by land, since Zeus would blast him out of the sky if he tried to fly, confront Hades, and return the master bolt to Olympus before the solstice passes in order to prevent a war between the gods. As is customary, Percy consults the Oracle of Delphi before leaving. The prophecy states, 1. You shall go west, and face the god who has turned. 2. You shall find what was stolen, and see it safely returned. 3. You shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend. 4. And you shall fail to save what matters most, in the end. Deeply troubled, but believing that the quest to the underworld is the only way to see his mother again, Percy sets out with 2 companions, Annabeth and Grover. Along the way, the 3 friends learn to trust one another. Annabeth, whose mother Athena is an old rival of Poseidon, must overcome her doubts about Percy. In his travels west, Percy encounters Medusa, a monster with snakes for hair that turns anyone who looks into her eyes into stone. They also encounter the Chimera, a fire-breathing monster with the body of a lion, Procrustes the Stretcher, and the Lotus Hotel and Casino, the land of the Lotus Eaters. He also meets the war god Ares, who gives Percy a mysterious backpack in exchange for doing the god a favor, and a Nereid, who gives Percy 3 magic pearls from Poseidon, each of which will return one person to the sea from wherever they may be, even the land of the dead. The friends finally arrive in the underworld only to discover that they have been tricked. The culprit is not Hades, but the defeated Titan Kronos, who is trapped in the depths of Tartarus but is still able to manipulate the dreams of gods and men. Hoping to start a 3-way war amongst his Olympian sons, Kronos caused the Master Bolt and also Hades' Helm of Darkness to be stolen by a human hero whose identity Percy does not yet know. Kronos' human thief was unexpectedly captured by Ares. The war god meant to keep the magic items for himself, but Kronos bent his will and caused the god to give the Master Bolt to Percy, hidden within the magic backpack, so that the young hero might bring it to the underworld for Kronos. Hades is sure Percy is the thief who stole the bolt and his helm. The god of the dead is holding Percy's mother and demands Percy give up the magic helm before she is released. As armies of the dead surround him, Percy brings out his magic pearls. With only 3, he realizes he must choose between the lives of his 2 friends and saving his mother. In the end, he can't abandon his friends. Promising his mother that he will return for her, Percy and his friends escape to the surface, where Percy battles the god Ares for possession of the bolt and the helm. Percy wins, gives the helm to the Furies to return to the underworld, and travels back to New York with the bolt in time to prevent a war. At Olympus, Percy meets his father face to face. Poseidon seems distant and sad but says he is proud of his son. He says he fears Percy has been born for a hero's tragic fate. Poseidon tells Percy that his mother is back, returned as a peace offering by Hades. Upon returning to Camp HalfBlood, Percy is betrayed by his friend Luke, son of Hermes, who turns out to be the human hero whom Kronos used for the theft. Luke poisons Percy and tells him before leaving that Kronos will rise and destroy the age of the gods. Western civilization is unraveling. Percy recovers from the poison with Chiron's help and realizes his adventures are not yet over. He is a hero now, and must fight the rise of the Titans. The novel is ultimately about Percy coming of age, learning to trust his friends and his own abilities, accepting his parents for who they are, and choosing love and loyalty over resentment and despair. Thank you for watching.